So we're gonna try makeup with this insanely horrible lighting, but it is very overcast and rainy today, and I'm in my car like normal, and anyway, and but I have this like eye look that I really wanted to do, and I wanted to make sure that I could share it with you guys, so here we go. So normally when I do my makeup, I start with my eyes first, and I don't prep my, well, I prep my face, but I don't do my face makeup. But I feel like I really need to have my brows in the way that they need to be in order for me to get this look just right, because I'm going to be using our new Violet ShadowSense, and I think it's going to cut, it just needs a little bit more finesse than I can do without my brows. I feel like my brows are going to frame everything just so I know what to do, and I know where my arch is, and I know where my all that good stuff is. So we are going to do something a little bit different as far as prepping my face is concerned. So what I did was I just put on my silk. I also want to show you guys, this is what happens when you do not wash your face at night. Don't be like me. All right, so what I did was I just put some silk on, and then I'm going to just put a little layer of our natural powder on over that silk. And what that's going to do is help eliminate any extra oils that I'm accumulating throughout the day, because that has been my life recently. I am just becoming a little bit more oily, so we're just going to combat that. Okay, so next up is my light color corrected tinted moisturizer, and I'm just going to blend this in and be right back. So I might be losing, this might be a fighting battle with this lighting. All right, it's okay. So I have my color corrected tinted moisturizer on. I use this really cool Sigma 3D HD brush. I love it. So if you want a brush that will do all of your face, so like you don't need a separate concealer brush, this is a really good one for that. So next up, I am digging, because that's my life. Digging, digging, digging. I am looking for, oh man, my Whisper Pink ShadowSense and my concealer. Anybody else feel like they're just always a mess in their life? It's not me. It's really my makeup bag. Wait, what's that? That's not it. That would look really funny under my eyes. Okay, here we go. I think we're getting there. Ah, got it. Okay, so what I like to do here is I like to put this right here, and this one's almost gone, so I really have to push product up, and I don't want to do too much, so like that's a lot, so I'm going to put some over here and put some down here. It's not a big deal because I will blend this all out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Whisper Pink ShadowSense and put it right here. So if you've watched me before, then you know that as we age, our under eyes get really dry, and so we want to be very careful with what kind of product we put underneath our eye. So because ShadowSense is a cream to powder, if I just use ShadowSense underneath my eyes would be a dry mess, and it would look very cakey, and that is not the look I'm going for. I don't want cake face. There is a time and place for that, but underneath my eyes is never time and place for that, and here's why. If you have little fine lines, which many of us do, which is not caused from aging, it's actually just how our eye structure is, it is going to settle in every one of those little lines underneath your eyes. And I don't mean like lines like here, I mean like right underneath here. And it's going to cause you to look older and extremely tired. So you want to make sure that as you get older, that you are not going crazy with powder products underneath your eyes unless they're specifically made to be hydrating. Okay, so now I look really awake. I wonder if I could just do it like this. I look more awake. And the cool thing about mixing those two products together is I won't even need to set underneath my eyes, because that Whisper Pink does dry down to a powder, but now that I've mixed it with like a cream, it's really going to act as a setting agent. Kind of cool. All right, brows are up next, and be right back. And voila, brows are done. All right, so let's move on to the star of the show. So I'm gonna do I'm using the visor light, you guys. Like, that's not good lighting. That's maybe better, I don't really know. All right, so what I decided to do today is I really wanna use a new ShadowSense color. It's called Violet, and it's part of the Rainbow collection. So here's the Rainbow collection. It comes in a super cute bag. I have a couple left coming my way. They come today. So I really wanted to use this really pretty purple. So there's actually two purples. I guess if you consider indigo a purple, there's a really deep purple, and then there's this really beautiful regular purple. Anyway, so I really wanted to use this today, and I'm going to use it with, I'm looking, here goes the dig again, Candied Cocoa Shimmer. So I thought these two together would be really pretty. And then I'm gonna use one more color, Mulberry. So if you haven't watched me before, Mulberry is my #1 seller in ShadowSense next to Sandstone Pearl. So these two actually go hand in hand. So I've already put that concealer and that ShadowSense already on my eyes. So my eyelids are prepped and ready to go. Now with this type of product, you don't necessarily need to prep your eyes. I like to do it because it gives me just an even canvas to start from. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in with Mulberry, and we're gonna put Mulberry here. And what I might do is pick up the phone while I blend this so you guys can see. So this is gonna act as my transition shade. So I'm gonna bring it pretty far up to my brow, and make sure you get that inner corner, because I forget that a ton. Forget that, and I end up leaving it blank, and then I have to go back and fix it. So you can see I'm just blending it. And it's just a really kind of subtle mauve-y pink, but not like crazy. You guys see like my eyelashes are white from the concealer. All right, so just a little bit of Mulberry. I go through Mulberry so much because I use it as a blush sometimes too, but also it's just very flattering on every skin tone. So my makeup kit, as I do makeovers, I run through Mulberry like insane, so crazy. Okay, so let me just make sure that looks blended. So I kind of just threw this in like really fast. I wasn't really caring so much about it being perfect, but I just want to make sure I get it pretty up there. Okay, so that's just Mulberry. Now if you're looking for an easy day look, that's it, you're done. You don't need to do anything else in your eyes. Throw in some mascara and you're good to go. All right, so but that's not our goal today. Our goal today is to use this, and it's a little intimidating. It's incredibly pigmented. So I'm gonna take my clean brush and just tap it. So look, I barely got anything on there. Less is more. I don't wanna start with a lot of product and then be like upset, right? So I'm just gonna take it, and I'm windshield wiper motions right into that crease. And after the product is mostly laid down, I will kind of buff it into little circles to bring it up a little bit more. So you can just see how easy that was to blend out. And it just changed it just a little bit. It's not super intense when you lay down a little bit of color. So again, the point is with this is that you don't want to put down so much color that you're trying to blend out a big mess, right? So I'm gonna go back in with just a tiny little bit more. Probably gonna start it here this time so that I can bring a little bit more color to my outer V. Okay, and when I do that, I stamp it first. So I'm going to stamp it and kind of pat it down to get that color off my brush, and now I'll wiggle it into my crease. So see how that changed that? Super pretty. Now I have a narrow set eye, so I prefer to keep darkness on my outer corner, and that gives me a bigger eye. Well, the illusion of a bigger eye. I can't change how my eyes are narrow set without plastic surgery, and I'm not about to do that. So I'm just going to fake it. So look at that. Done. That looks so good. Hold on, I'm gonna check it in the big mirror. Make sure it looks blended. And it does. Oh my gosh, you guys, what do you think so far? Super pretty. All right, so this side's done. Now it's time to recreate it on the other side. I'll be right back. All right, so there is the violet with the mulberry. Concentrated some color on the outer corner to just make my eyes look a little bit more open. So next up is some Candied Cocoa Shimmer. So really quick before I do that, I just want to show you the difference in the brushes. So this was the brush I used to lay down mulberry. See how big and fluffy it is? This is great for transition. And then this is the brush I used for laying down the violet. And here's why. This is a more dense brush, so it really gives me control of where I'm putting everything. Whereas this one is kind of floppy, so it's going to just, it's not gonna be a big mess, but it really is just for transition, right? So this is a Sigma E35 and this is a Sigma E25. So you definitely wanna make sure you have similar brushes in your brush kit just for this purpose. All right, so let's move on to the Candy Cocoa Shimmer. My brush is dropped. Do you hear that? Do they not know that I'm trying to do a video? Like, okay. So next up is Candy Cocoa Shimmer. Now this is a limited edition color as well, and I have one in stock, but seriously, you need to just grab it. Whoever grabs it first, you will be so incredibly happy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay this down on my lid. So with shimmers, I like to just put it right on my eye using the applicator because I want that to be a little bit intense, and I'm gonna let this dry down for just a second before I start blending. Now I'm gonna use that same dense brush that I used to do my violet because I don't want to push this product too much. So I'm patting it and bringing it up a little bit into that violet. See how I'm doing that? And that's that. Okay, and then we'll come and do it on this side. So with these shadows, you do want to work a little fast. You have about 90 seconds before they dry all the way down. If for some reason they dry down and you aren't able to blend it out the way that you like, use a little bit of our hydrating serum mist on your brush and it'll help reactivate it. So look at that. Got a little shimmer on my lid, still have that nice pigment on the outer V. What I might do is go back with a little bit more violet. Let's see. Maybe not. I think I like it the way that it is. But what I could do is go back with a little bit more. So like if I wanted to take this to a nighttime look, I could just intensify out here with that violet, right? It would be super pretty. So one thing I did do is I did run my brush with the extra violet underneath my lower lash line just a touch. And I just went back over it with the Candy Cocoa Shimmer. And there's the eye look. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to do my eyeliner and my mascara, and I'll be back. So I wasn't going for a wing, but it happened. So, do you know what that means? I have to try to make it match on the other side. So, wish me luck. So, liner is done. I think it's pretty even. Mascara is on. I went ahead and put a little bit of black brown SeneGence pencil in my waterline and then smoked out my lower lash line a little bit more with that violet. And then these lashes are my own. I did one layer of the primer, the Undersense 3-in-1 Undersense, and then one layer of regular Volume Intense mascara in black. So what I have left to do is just, the rest of my face. So, that's fine, right? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a little light contouring, and I'm going to use our deep color corrected tinted moisturizer to do that. So I take a tiny little dot like that, and I feel like this look needs a little bit of contouring because it's well, why not? And when I contour I really bronze. So I'm just gonna take that on this brush right here and put it where I need it first, right? So I'm here to create the illusion of a cheekbone that I'm missing. And then I always blend it back. So this is a tinted moisturizer. So it's very forgiving and it blends out so easily. So I know that you can't even see that because the lighting is horrible. Let's bring you up here. So you can just see it just blended out like a dream. No big deal, right? Just a little like contouring action. And we're good to go on that. So if you're wondering what this brush is, this is a Jaclyn Hill by Morphe JH04. So see, it's like an angle. I think this is actually, well, this might be her contour brush. I don't know. I just like to use it for that. So that's how I roll. Okay, next up, I'm gonna put a little blush on. I'm actually gonna do, let's see. I think I'm gonna mix Toasted Rose blush scents. Let's see if I can get this out without it making a mess because, okay, that's all I need. Toasted Rose blush scents. And I'm gonna put a little bit of our pearlizer on there. Pearlizer is an illuminator. And if you ever want one of those with your order, a little sample tubey like this, just let me know. And I'm gonna throw that on top, just like that. And then what I'll do is I lay it down first, like this, so I can disperse the product. And then I just pounce it into place. Just like that. Super easy. Okay, we are in the home stretch. Next step, I'm gonna take a little bit more of that natural powder and put it all over, because powder acts as a top coat, right? So it's really gonna blend away any more weird things on your face. Gives you an airbrushed look. Just looking up there in the mirror, and I have people staring at me because I'm doing a video on my car, but I don't care. All right, so that's done, and I have one more thing I like to do. As you guys know, if you've been watching me for a while, this is our Silver Rose Dust. So I'm gonna put a little bit here on my cheeks, just for a little extra glow. And we are done. So there's the eye look. Look at how just flawless my face is, because that powder really does a good job. But there is the eye look. Let me know if you would wear this, or if you'd like me to recreate it in better light. So I have to figure out what I'm gonna do for my lips. I don't know yet. That's just a different story. So I will be back later with a picture of the entire look in better lighting. So thanks so much for watching. Have a great Tuesday, everybody. Bye.